Hi friends, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a look into what I do to prepare for our Sabbath day. We do a Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. We've done this ever since we were married. I did this with my family before getting married, and it is so beneficial. I'm going to get into a little bit of that later in this video, but I'm just going to take you through how I'm prepping. I've done these videos in the past, and I always love them, and I know many of you love to see them. So I'm going to be prepping my home, prepping some food things, and take you along as I do all of that. If you are new here, my name is Hannah, and this is Your Anointed Home. I make videos for homemakers, whether you are a wife or a mother too, and you want to steward your home well for the Lord. I pray that this channel encourages you and that you can get some inspiration from it. So if you're new here, please stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you as part of this YouTube family. Alright, so what I am doing right now is shredding some cheese because I'm going to be making a quiche for breakfast over the weekend. I like to prep breakfast for the weekend, especially Saturday morning, so I don't have to be in the kitchen cooking, and just have something ready to pop into the oven to heat up, or just make some type of batter where I can cook pancakes really quickly, whatever it may be. So I always like to do some sort of easy breakfast option, especially for Saturday morning. I also grated some cheese to use for dinner that night as well, so I'm trying to batch everything that I'm trying to do all in one, so I don't have to be doing multiple things throughout the day. So I try to think ahead, schedule out my day even better than I would schedule out my other days, because Friday is my go day to get the house clean, food prepped, laundry done, all of the things, so I can have a day of rest myself. And I know I get a lot of questions about this, is how I can have a day of rest and actually have a Sabbath while being a mother and a wife and a homemaker, if you're at home. Because a lot of that, especially in the season of motherhood I am in right now, when I have littles and I have a nursing baby and there are diapers to change constantly throughout the day, and there are messes and crying and all of the things, how can you actually stop and find rest? And I will tell you how I do that is by prepping as much as I can on Friday. So prepping breakfast out of the way, making sure I have lunch ready to go for Saturday. I like to do like an extra cleaning of the house. My main goal, honestly, on Friday, which is my prep day, is to make the home work for itself for one day. So that includes in the kitchen, making things, making sure I'm stocked on snacks, coffee syrups, and then making my home as clean as it can possibly be, so it can get as messy as it needs to on Saturday, and then I can pick back up on Sunday and clean up that extra mess. I'm still picking up throughout the day on our Sabbath, of course. I am cleaning up messes, that spills. I'm not just leaving things to be a complete like pigsty, but I am doing as much as I can on this day, on Friday, so I don't have to be worrying about laundry that needs to be done, someone running out of clothes, or having certain dishes not cleaned, or not having snacks prepped, whatever it may be. So I use Friday to get all of that done. So what you've seen me do so far is make a quiche, and then I started on some coffee syrup. I like to make sure I have that stocked. All of the ones that we use regularly, I would like to have stocked on Friday, so we can use them through Saturday and Sunday. And then I didn't show this on video because my camera died, but I also made some chocolate chip cookie bars because we were having some guests over on Saturday, and I wanted to have that ready to go, as well as just a few other miscellaneous things I got prepared and ready in the kitchen, so I would not have to worry about it the following day. So while you're watching me prep here a little bit, I'm going to talk about the Sabbath and how I do that as a mom right now, because I have 2 toddlers and a baby right now, so I don't get a lot of time to myself. But my main goal is to spend as much time as with the Lord as I can on the Sabbath, because it is His day. I will read some verses later on in this video to share that with you and share like how the Sabbath is His day. But I like to find rest in the Lord while I am still mothering, while I am still changing those diapers, disciplining, picking up messes. I want to give it over to the Lord even more so than when I do it throughout the week. In the past, it has been really hard, and I feel like I've just now come to the place of actually feeling at peace and like I'm having rest on my Sabbath, even while I'm still doing the things that need to happen. So while I'm still mothering, I am letting it all go and letting all control go to the Father and letting Him honestly just give me peace on His day, which that is what Shabbat is all about. I believe our Sabbath day is to find His peace, His shalom in the mundane life. It's a day where we can step back, which I'm stepping back from my work because I'm doing a lot of the prep ahead of time. Whether you are a mother or you work and you have to, or you take a day off that day and you find that peace in your Sabbath, it's all the same. So this is just my way of preparing to have that peace. And I will say that since I've really started embracing the Sabbath day and doing all I can to prep and to stop and give control to the Lord, it honestly makes the rest of the week go by so much quicker and or smoother, because taking one day to rest makes me want to pick back up the next day on Sunday to get the house clean, to get back into my task of doing laundry, cooking, prepping food. It makes me want to get back into content creating because I take a day off of all of my work that I do on Instagram and all my content. It makes me want to hop back on there, and I have a refreshed mind and I don't get burnt out. So what you have seen me do right now is prep the bread dough for our Shabbat dinner. On that Friday night, I like to restock diapers, restock the diaper basket I have in the living room. I will get laundry done. I also like to sometimes, I didn't do it this day because I was running out of time, but sometimes I like to prep activity baskets for my two oldest boys, just so if it is a rough day, we're having attitudes, big emotions, we're having guests over, whatever it is, I am doing a little bit extra on the Sabbath day. I still want to find time to spend with the Lord, and I really want to sit down and read my Bible and prioritize that even more on His Sabbath day. So I like doing these activity baskets for the boys because it gives me anywhere from 10 to 45 minutes to an hour, depending what I put in there and how well they play with what I put in there. So I'll fill it with like coloring things, activities, craft type stuff. Sometimes I'll put snacks in there that are special. I'll pull out toys that they haven't played with in a while and use those. Just something special that they can look forward to on the Sabbath. Like I said, I don't do this every time, but if I have the time on Friday, I will prep those, and they really do come in beneficial when I do that. So, that's an idea if you are a mom like me and you want to find a little bit of leeway. So I will get the house clean. Normally this includes cleaning bathrooms. I'll do a vacuum, mop, make sure the kitchen is all wiped down and clean. I'll clean out the refrigerator if it's looking a bit messy. I'll finish up all the work that I have to do. So all the Instagram posting, any filming that I need to get done, editing, posting, whatever it is, I will get all of that done before Friday night, because I will take a day off of my work, which is the content creation that I do, and the platform that I have. So I will get all that finished out of the way. I'll put my computer up. I will get off of Instagram, no posting for a whole day, and then I will hop back in on Sunday, filming more, planning my content schedule for the week ahead. So then I will start on dinner. It was about time to get that going. I was making soup on this day, so it was easy to have this prepped ahead of time. So I was braiding my challah loaf and getting that ready to do its second rise and go into the oven. Also, doing household tasks with a baby in a wrap is very difficult, especially because I am on the smaller side and I have really big boys. So if you see me struggling throughout this video, that is probably why. So I was getting started on the soup. I was doing a simple cheeseburger soup, which when I do soups on for our Shabbat dinner, I always have leftovers for lunch the next day, which is great. If I'm doing something else for lunch, I'll do something simple like chicken tenders, like frozen chicken tenders, I will heat up. I will do something like a casserole, a hot dogs, anything easy that I can do and have or have prepped ahead of time, I will plan to do for lunch the next day. So as you see me prepping our dinner and getting the table set, I want to read a few verses to you because Sabbath can be a point of conflict. I have talked to many people where they have different Sabbaths, and that is perfectly fine. I believe everyone is in their own journey of faith and walk with the Lord. So I'm going to share a few verses that talk about why the Sabbath is so important and then why we choose to do it on the seventh day, which is Saturday for us. So I'm going to read Exodus 28 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son, or your daughter, or your male servant, or your female servant, or your livestock, or the sojourner who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. I'm going to next read a verse in Isaiah. While I'm flipping there in my Bible, I just want to mention that I do try to anoint my home and prayer walk my home on my prep day, Friday. I will do a whole prayer walk and anoint our home. I will go to each room praying over it. I'll go to the dinner table where we're about to have our Shabbat dinner and pray over it. Our living room, I will especially anoint our front door, especially if we are having guests in it. Whether that night or the weekend, I just want to have the Holy Spirit's presence take over our home during this during our Sabbath and the weekend, which is leading into the new week. So I will do that. I will anoint our home. I'll also kneel down and anoint our boys and just pray over them. And one thing I also like to do is pray as I'm preparing our Sabbath meal. So as I'm braiding the bread, making the dough, I will pray over that and pray over the people who are going to be eating it in a little while. So I'm getting the bread in the oven right now, and I'm going to read those verses as you see me finish up our dinner prep. So Isaiah 58:13 and through 14 says, "If you turn back your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, and the holy day of the Lord honorable, if you honor it, not going your own ways, or seeking your own pleasure, or talking idly, then you shall take delight in the Lord, and I will make you ride on the heights of the earth. I will feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken." I think that is such a beautiful representation of what the Sabbath can be for those who lean into it and seek the Father's will and set apart his holy day to serve him and to just be with him, to sit at his feet and let go of everything to just rest with your Heavenly Father. The Sabbath is not a burden. It is so beautiful, and I pray that this video inspired you a little bit to maybe seek the Father's will in that for your own life. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. But that is all for this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye, friends.